contrary to that, in the Alps, the French, the Italian, German, and Swiss and Austrian Alps, they just drive them up to the highest peak, and from there they jump and come down. Over here, that's taken care of by plane. The name of the town here, Bram, on the right-hand side, outside, just outside of Bram, that's where Antonin Dvorak, the most famous of all the Czech composers, was born. Of course, another big name is Gustav. Alongside this road, beginning of November, trying to protect this road from all the snow being blown onto the road. They collect them again, naturally according to the weather, beginning of March, and then we simply have to get to the next roundabout and to the construction site. There is being a new road constructed, and then the traffic will flow again normally. At least that's how it was the way when we came out.
Wow.
Ja, die schütten das nur drauf. Mit der Hoffnung, dass das erstickt wird. The field that you see here on the left-hand side, that is not in bloom any longer, otherwise you would recognize it. Canola, rapeseed, where they make biogas out of. Usually, when they grow it, they make canola cooking oil out of it. But since it's subsidized by the European Union government, nowadays most farmers prefer to raise it in order to make biogas, process it into Europe, and this is important for you, and in the US, in particular in Florida, you might be seeing the same blue sign. Deer on the left-hand side here, very, very popular. You see them all over, fenced in. We simply have to go as far as the mining tower, then everything will be easier for our driver, Karl-Heinz here. The salt came on barges in the Alpine area in Europe, the Austrian Alps, the Bavarian Alps. To this very day, they still have salt.
Your speaker cut off.
It's cut off. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. There's something wrong here because the switch is on. But Karl-Heinz already taped it a bit, so I guess that's the problem. I'll try to make sure. Please tell me immediately when it's off again. So I was telling you about the road carrying the name Golden Trail, loaded on horseback, and the horses trotted along this very road that we are taking up to the city of Prague. Salt was considered the white gold in the Middle Ages, 1500s. It was used as a preservative for the road here. So historians tell us during the course of 1 week about 1,000. So it really was a commercial stretch of road hill here on the right hand side. So Golden Trail is the name of this road, and by the way, every 10 years takes place a so-called reenactment. The sumpters come along dressed in the costumes of the time. The horses have sacks on their backs, and of course in the Middle Ages the horses didn't go back empty. They took along whatever was growing here at the time, like spelt was a very popular grain already in the Middle Ages. Then there were furs, honey, and etc., etc. So the horses definitely didn't go back empty all the way into the Passau area. We left the bottleneck behind, hopefully.
Just like by us, one guy working, everybody else watching. Yeah. That was it, just like us. One guy was working, everybody else standing around.
Yeah. 5 guys were standing around watching all their work.
Habe ich mich zu früh gefreut, wa?
Ja, jetzt ist ein LKW gefahren.
Ach, das ist es. Aha.
Ich hoffe, dass der zum Aussteigen kommt.
Immer positiv. Geht schon, ja.
Ja, dann kann es zum Aussteigen.
Ja, ja, kein Problem. Kein Problem, dann bleiben wir ein bisschen länger an der Tankstelle. Ist schon recht. Gut, dass du anrufst. Ja, ja. Wunderbar. Danke, Cornelia. Bis später. Tschüss. Also wir sollen nicht vor 4:15 Uhr ankommen.
Also wir sind sowieso 4:45.
Ach so.
Ja, wir haben jetzt verloren.
Ja.
Und wir müssen ja noch eine Pause machen.
Ja, okay.
Also kommen wir eh nicht.
Okay.
Vor 4 kommen wir sowieso nicht.
Okay.
Dann schaue ich, dass wir
Ja, okay.
dann fahren wir in den
Ja.
Also dann die umrufen. Dann die umsetzen.
Na, 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 na.
Nicht?
Na, na, die müssen das sauber machen.
Ah,
Was
so,
weiß
ach
ich
so, ja.
alles. Wir fahren in die Lindau. Hunger.
11:04 werden wir, ja. Manchmal sitzen zusammen.
Ja,
ne?
natürlich.
Das habe ich auch schon geguckt.
Ja, natürlich.
Ja.
Ja, was sagst du denn? Ist doch
Da ist ja nichts da.
ja. all the high voltage power lines on the left-hand side. Reminds me, the Czech Republic does have 2 nuclear power plants, nuclear reactors, very old ones, built by the Russians, the first one in the late 1950s, the second one in the mid-1960s. The Czech Republic does have plans for a third one, a new one. The plans are ready. I simply don't know when the construction will start. All over the world right now under construction are 64 new nuclear reactors. Maybe you know that. England is building a new one, that is to say, it is a French electric company, EDF, that is building it in England. Whereas, for instance, in Germany, we are taking you to Germany. Passau is in Germany. Germany, after the accident in Fukushima, Japan, 5 years ago, decided to close down all its nuclear reactors. 9 have been closed down already. 8 are to follow successively. By the year 2022, none should be active any longer. Germany, the only country in the world that is closing down its nuclear power plants. Which, of course, poses a tremendous problem for an industrial nation like Germany, third largest export nation in the world, first China, then the United States, then Germany. Where to get the energy to supply to the industry in Germany? Big problem. First problem. The second problem, where to bury the nuclear waste, the burned out elements. None of the 16 German states wants them on their soil, so everybody says put it in the next state. A real problem has developed in Germany concerning the nuclear power plants, the reactors. The so-called snow fences on the right-hand side of our road here. Our road right now, chestnut trees, young chestnut trees.
jetzt?
blauen raus.
Das-
Nierenkolik.
Nierenkolik hat er gehabt.
Ja, und dann haben sie erst rumgedruckt, das ist ja klar.
Ja, ja, ja.
Eine ganze Woche und länger. Und dann haben sie ihn operiert. Und muss halt. Muss halt
Deer?
Fallen Deer, ja. Muss halt auch keine Koffer tragen.
Da hat er zu mir gesagt, deswegen fordert den Markt jetzt nicht.
Ja. Die haben ihm da so eine Art Stent reingegeben zur Niere zu, damit es das offen hält, irgendwie den Abfluss die Woche wieder rausgenommen. Und er muss die Schmerzen gehabt haben. Er hat gesagt, stell dir vor, mir wäre die Kolik in Prague passiert, ich hätte keinen Meter fahren können.
Nein, nein, nein.
You surely noticed it's getting slightly hillier already, and there are cows on the left-hand side. Soon we'll get into Bohemia, the area that is known as Bohemia. But the whole of the Czech Republic, and they do raise a certain fish in those ponds, the carp, C as in Charlie, A-R-P. The carp is the traditional Christmas Eve meal on the 24th, which is the day when we're on the European continent, not in England, but on the continent. The presents are being given on the 24th in the evening. So before the presents are given, a meal takes place, and at that meal, so tradition has it, has carp fried in a pan, and with carp is served a certain type of potato salad. Czech Republic, and only in the Czech Republic, this is the tradition. On the 25th lunchtime, the Christmas meal is, in most of the continental countries, European continental countries, goose is served. Goose with dumpling and lukewarm shredded blue cabbage. Cabbage has to be lukewarm, it shouldn't be cold, it shouldn't be hot, but lukewarm. So tradition has it, most of the countries like Austria, Switzerland, Germany, Czech Republic, on the 25th at lunchtime, goose is being served. Is the so-called Bavarian forest. The other side is Germany already. So we have to pass over those hills in order to get into Germany, into Bavaria. Passau is in Bavaria, one of Germany's 16 states, the most southern state, the largest in size of all the 16 states. Capital is the beer town Munich with a population of 1.5 million. And economically speaking, the state of Bavaria has an unemployment rate right now of 3%, whereas for the whole of Germany they quote right now 5.3% for the whole of Germany at the moment. as we pass through the villages, and there's only one town to speak of, Strakonice, I mentioned it already, that we will pass through, but the rest is all villages, and you will see right here, stacks and stacks of wood,